What if the person you trust most in this world is currently keeping a secret? A secret that would shatter your reality if you saw it written on a piece of paper. No one talks about the silence that precedes a betrayal. They talk about the explosion, the screaming, the tears. But they never talk about the quiet years of deception happening right under your nose, hidden in plain sight. I know this because I have spent a lifetime watching the world through a perspective most people ignore. When I started, I was just 21 years old. I was married to a man named Arthur, and we had a small house on the edge of the city. Everyone loved Arthur. He was a deacon at the church, a man who would help a neighbor fix a fence without being asked twice. I thought I was the luckiest woman in Portland. I took the job at the post office because we needed the extra money for our 3 children. At first, it was just work. You learn the rhythm of the bag. You learn how to distribute the weight so your hip doesn't give out by noon. You learn which dogs are biters and which ones just want to scratch behind the ears. But after a few years, you stop seeing houses and you start seeing lives. You become a ghost in the neighborhood. People see the uniform and they stop seeing the person inside it. They think the mail carrier is just a part of the landscape, like a tree or a fire hydrant. And because they think you aren't really there, they stop hiding. They stop performing. I would walk up to a porch and hear the muffled shouting inside, only for the door to open and a woman to greet me with a forced, trembling smile. I knew that smile was a mask, but that was only the beginning. You start to notice the patterns. You notice when the colorful envelopes from a mother in Ohio stop coming and are replaced by the stark white envelopes of a local attorney. You notice when a man starts receiving bank statements from 3 towns over that his wife never sees, because he is always waiting at the curb when I arrive. You see the collection notices, the pink slips, the certified mail, the kind of mail that makes a person's hands shake. People think they are good at keeping secrets, but their mail tells the truth long before they do. But wait, it becomes even more unsettling than that. I remember a house on my route, a beautiful Victorian on a hill. The Millers, Howard and Beatrice. They were the picture of mid-century perfection. Howard worked in insurance, and Beatrice spent her days gardening. Every morning, Howard would wave to me, always a kind word, and then I started delivering letters to Howard. No return address, just a P.O. box from Nevada. They came every Wednesday, like clockwork. I saw the way Howard's face would change. It wasn't joy, it was relief, mixed with a deep, dark fear. Beatrice never saw those letters. I knew this because on the days I arrived late, Howard would be pacing the sidewalk, looking up and down the street with a desperation that broke my heart. One day, Beatrice was the one who met me at the box. I had the Nevada letter in my hand. Howard wasn't home. I saw the confusion in her eyes. She looked at me, and for a second, the mask slipped. She knew something was wrong, but she chose to put the mask back on. She thanked me, went inside, and the next day, Howard was back on the sidewalk. His eyes were cold, warning me not to speak. This is what I mean. You aren't watching closely enough. You see what you want to see, because the alternative is too painful to process. You trust because it is the path of least resistance. We are taught that trust is a virtue, but I am here to tell you that the benefit of the doubt is often just a fancy word for looking the other way. I watched families crumble from the inside out for 3 decades. The tragedy was always the same. One person was lying, and the other person was helping them do it by refusing to see the truth. But hold on, this isn't just about my neighbors. It's about what happened in my own hallway. I was a professional at spotting the lies of others, yet I was completely blind to the rot in my own home. Arthur and I had been married for 25 years. We had a life, a garden, grandchildren on the way, a retirement plan. I thought I knew every crease in his face. I thought we were the exception. I was wrong, and the way I found out was so mundane, it felt like a sick joke. I was working a double shift during the holiday rush. A co-worker, Martha, was sorting the P.O. boxes. She called out to me over the noise, "Evelyn, I didn't know Arthur was still keeping that box over in the East Side branch." I froze. The air in that room suddenly felt like lead. I didn't even know he had a box. I told her there must be a mistake, that she was thinking of a different Arthur. But Martha just shrugged. "No," she said. "Arthur J. Bennett, box 402. I finished my shift in a daze. The drive home through the Portland rain felt like an eternity. The windshield wipers seemed to be mocking me. Arthur was home when I walked in, sitting in his favorite chair, reading the newspaper. He looked so normal, so safe. I stood in the kitchen and watched him, and for the first time, I saw him as a stranger. I realized I had no idea who he actually was. I had been delivering secrets to other people for years, never realizing I was living with the biggest one of all. I didn't confront him that night. I was too afraid of what would happen to my world. Instead, I started doing what I had seen so many others do. I started watching. I noticed that Arthur always checked his watch at 4:30 p.m. I noticed the sudden errands on Thursday afternoons. I noticed that he kept his wallet in his pocket, even in the living room. The signs were everywhere once I stopped trying to ignore them. But wait, the worst part was yet to come. I eventually went to that East Side branch. I used my badge to talk to the clerk, Henry. I told him I had lost the key to our box. He didn't even blink. He handed me the spare. My hands were shaking so hard I could barely fit the key into the lock. When it finally turned, I found a stack of letters. They weren't from a bank. They were from a woman in Salem. Her name was Mildred. The letters went back 12 years. 12 years of a life he lived entirely apart from me. 12 years. That is 4,380 days of looking me in the eye and lying. It wasn't just a fling, it was a second existence. He had helped her buy a car. He had gone to her daughter's graduation. As I sat on the floor of that post office, surrounded by the smell of old ink, I realized that my entire life was a performance. I had been the faithful wife, while the foundation under my feet was nothing but sand. When I confronted him, he didn't even deny it. He just looked tired. He said he didn't mean to hurt me. He used all the same excuses I had heard 1,000 times on my route. And then he said the thing that haunted me. He said, "You never asked, Evelyn. You never looked." He was right. I had chosen the comfort of the lie over the pain of the truth. But here is the part that will make you uncomfortable. I stayed. I stayed for another 8 years. I did exactly what the Millers did. I put the mask back on. I went to church. I hosted the family dinners. I smiled for the photos. I became a master of the performance. I would see the mail carrier come to my door, and I would wonder if they could see the rot in my house, just as I saw it in others. I lived in a state of constant, quiet agony. I stayed because I was terrified of change. Terrified of what people would say. But wait, becoming a person who doesn't trust is its own kind of prison. I spent those 8 years looking for lies in everyone. I stopped believing in kindness. I became the very thing I warned people about. A person who is so suspicious they can no longer feel the sun on their face. I was drowning. The breaking point was a simple Sunday dinner. My daughter Alice was there with her new husband. I watched the way she looked at him with that same pure trust I used to have. And then I looked at Arthur, carving the roast, looking like the perfect grandfather. I realized that by staying, I was teaching my children that this performance was what love looked like. I was passing down the mask. That night, I knew I had to stop. I left him when I turned 60. People thought I was crazy. At your age, why now? But I realized the only thing worse than wasting 25 years on a lie is wasting 26. I moved into a small apartment. I kept working my route until I was 70. And in those final years, my perspective shifted again. I stopped looking at the mail as evidence of betrayal and started looking at it as evidence of the human condition. We are all just trying to survive our own choices. Now, at 76, looking out at the Portland rain, I want to give you the advice I wish I had taken. Stop trusting people based on the feelings they give you. Feelings are like the weather in Oregon. They change without warning. A person can make you feel like the center of the universe while they are planning their exit. Trust is not a gift you give someone just because they are nice. Trust is a house that must be built brick by brick, and you have to inspect the mortar every single day. Look for the consistency. Pay attention to the small lies, because a person who will lie about a grocery bill will lie about where they were on a Thursday afternoon. Don't move the boundaries just to keep the peace. When you move a boundary to accommodate a lie, you aren't being kind. You are being an accomplice to your own destruction. I delivered mail in the rain, in the snow, for 33 years, and I watched. I watched marriages fall apart, and signs were always there, long before the explosion. You are just choosing not to see them, because you are afraid of the work it takes to start over. But the work of starting over is nothing compared to the weight of carrying a lie. But wait, this doesn't mean you should live alone. It means you should live with clarity. I have friends now, Dorothy and Mildred. I trust them. But I trust them because I have watched them. I have seen their patterns match their words for over a decade. I didn't give them my heart on a silver platter. They earned it. And that makes the friendship so much sweeter. No performance, no masks. Time is the one thing you can never get back. I spent so much of mine carrying other people's secrets. I don't want that for you. I want you to wake up tomorrow and look at your life with eyes wide open. Don't be afraid of what you might find. Be afraid of never finding it at all. The truth might break your heart, but a lie will eat your soul. I am Evelyn, and the most dangerous person in your life is the one you stopped watching because you thought you knew them. Don't stop watching. If this story made you look at your own life differently, please subscribe. Leave a comment about a time you realized the truth was hidden in plain sight. Your awareness is your only protection. Goodbye for now.